Hi, it's Miss Hill. I am going to share with you something really, really exciting. I want you to go to the top of your screen and type in Google Earth. I am going to just show you a little bit of this fantastic new program that I discovered, although it's been around for many years. But it's a way for our students to take virtual field trips. Okay? Teachers can put together virtual field trips, and so can parents. They can go anywhere in the world where they have satellites and they've taken pictures. So you just, of course, again, do Google for Google Earth, and this will come up. And then you just click on launch. And then you will have so much information at your fingertips. It will be absolutely awesome. And your child or your student will absolutely love it. So once you click on Google Earth, this will come up. And I've already downloaded it and I've actually created some virtual field trips. So mine will look just a little bit different because I do have something in my folders that I've actually created. But nonetheless, Google Earth will come up and this screen will this screen will not come up for you. It's coming up for me because I have actually done a field trip um, in Washington, D.C. So that's why that's coming up. But what I want to show you is after you go here, you can go over here and click this little button. It's called the Voyager button. And when you click on it, there are several different categories that you can click on, and just the students can see all sorts of marvelous things. Right here, you sort of have this table of contents. You have editors' picks. You have games that you could look at, layer, street view, nature, culture. So if you pick any of these things, you can bring up, and I'll just maybe click layers just so you can kind of see it. And then I'm going to click, it says global glacier coverage, and I'm going to click that. And then what it will do is it will just fly me around the world and take me to where they've taken pictures of this global glacier coverage. Now I'm right here. It's kind of far away. It gives me some information. It tells me where this is. So you can click on any of these links to get additional information for your students. Then you can click this little person right here. And once you click that person, if little blue dots appear here, then you can move that person there and it'll give you a closer view of whatever you're looking at. So I'm going to take the little person and I'm going to maybe put them right here, and then we can kind of see what that looks like. I have no idea. This is the first time I've clicked on this, so it's going to be interesting. All right, so it takes me right up here to this area, and then you can kind of move this around and check it out a little bit. But at any rate, you can do this with all of these different categories. So it's absolutely wonderful. Now, what I want to show you is how to actually create a sort of virtual field trip. So, for example, if let's say you wanted to, I did a field trip on Washington, D.C. So, let's say I wanted to do that. I would click right here and I can go to projects, and then I would go to new project, and then I would just simply go to create project in Google Drive. And then I can start trying to figure out where it is, I want to go. Let's say I wanted to, again, I'm just going to go ahead and do Washington, D.C. So I'm going to click the magnifying glass, and it's already there actually, and I'm just going to click on Washington, D.C. So again, it's going to fly me around the world. It's going to take me to Washington, D.C. And you're going to see some cards over here that'll give you some additional information. So let's say you're doing, like a Zoom meeting. Your students, of course, would be able to see all this because you've shared your screen. Or of course you can save it once you finish it and send it to them. At any rate, so now we have Washington, D.C. here. So if I'm building a field trip, the first thing I'm going to do after I search on where I want to go is I'm just going to click on this add to the project. And it's already in there because I started to do this and then I said, well, let me go ahead and do a little tutorial on it. So here it just says Washington, D.C. And it's that's the place title, and then add to the project. And I'm going to, let's see, it's a new project. So I'm just going to click on new project. And I'm going to say new project title, and I'm going to just say the best tour of Washington, D.C., and then I'm just going to save it. So right here, that will be my very first stop on my new tour. So then let's just say I want to go to the, I'm going to click the hourglass, and let's say I want to go to the, maybe the White House. So I click on white, or type in White House, and I'm going to just click on the one that says Pennsylvania Avenue. And then here we go. It'll zoom me to the White House. Now here it'll give this aerial view. I can stop it by clicking on it if I want to, I think. Okay, yeah, there it is. Now what I can do is I can click here to minimize that. And then what I can do is I can then see if I can get a little bit closer to the White House. I can click that little person. Again, I see all those little blue dots, so I'm going to see if I can move that person down here where those blue dots are and see just how close I can actually get to the White House. And I'm actually in the White House at this point. So there are different, rooms that you can, see once you're in there, but I don't really want to add this particular one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the minus button to go back out a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is maybe just come in a little bit closer, because really I just want to still be on the outside of the White House. I don't really want to be on the inside because I just want the students to be able to see what the White House actually looks like. So I click the person. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe just sit the person right here, and we'll see what that view looks like for us. Oh, okay, that's still inside. So maybe we'll go back out. I see an aerial view of the White House. So let's see if we click it again. Let's go way out here. Maybe that'll help us. Let's see what that looks like out here. Okay, so now I can use my little hand and I can turn me around, and then I can get a different type of view of the White House. Okay, so that's the way you work that. And then if I wanted to have this to be the second stop on my little tour, I would try to get this straight. That's sometimes a little tricky. But if I wanted this to be the second stop, I would go over here and click this. And it says capture this view, and I would just say maybe a street view of the White House. Right? And then I would save it. So that is going to be my second stop on my virtual field trip. So now I want to see, maybe I want to see the Lincoln Memorial, right? And I'll search on that, and it will go there. So once again here, and I might even want to stop it and just, let's see if we can stop it. Okay. So maybe not. Okay. So that's fine. Oh, there we go. So we can stop it. So if we wanted to maybe add this, I can just go here and click on this, and then I can just add. Oh, it looks like there's already one there. So let me see, select the location. All right, so now I can just add this, and I can just say maybe, this is the view of the Lincoln Memorial. All right, and I can add that as the next stop on my tour. But I want to maybe go back to the Lincoln Memorial, so I can even go over here and click. Oh, no, actually, I don't want to do that. I'm going to click off of that. It's just going to give me some information. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the Lincoln Memorial. Let's search it here. And I want to get a little bit closer to it this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to bring it back up here. And here it is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click right there and stop it. And I'm going to grab this person. And I'm going to see if I can get a little better view. So I'm going to come over here maybe and put the person down right there. And let's see if we can get a closer view. Okay, so we got to turn ourselves around, I'm sure, somewhere. Oh, whoa, that's a lot closer. Okay, so I don't really like that view. So I would come out of here, and it looks like the back. So I would come out of here by hitting the plus sign, or I'm sorry, the minus sign, and I'm gonna go someplace else at the Lincoln Memorial. All right, here we go, and I'll Lincoln Memorial. I'll click this again, and this time let's set us out here. Let's set us right in between the monument and the Lincoln Memorial. So this time, let's turn ourselves around and see if we have a better view. Hey, there we go. That's a much better view. So I can then maybe, if I wanted to, it looks like it's a little off there, but that's okay. Then I can go ahead and click that and then add this. And I'll just say closer view of Lincoln Memorial. And then I can save that. Now, I can even, I'm going to click back on here again. And this time I want to even get a little closer. So I'm going to go ahead and search it again. Whoops. There we go. And this time, let me see if I can, no search results. Okay, let's try it again here. Right. Let's see if we can get even closer, and that'll be our last stop. So we're here again at the Lincoln Memorial. So I'm going to stop it. I am going to just hide this, and then I'm going to click the little person again. And this time, let's see if here we go. Let's see, maybe we can drop ourselves right there. Maybe that'll put us so we can actually see Lincoln. Okay, there's the reflecting pool, of course, and the monument. So this time, if we turn ourselves around, okay, so we still can't see him, so we would have to pick another view, but I think you get the idea. So now what we're going to do is, let's just say we're finished with our field trip. If you wanted to add some other stops on there, you could, but for right now, I am actually finished with my field trip. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go here, and let's see, I'm gonna go here. All right, so then I'm gonna go to projects, and I named it the best tour of Washington, D.C., and here are all my stops along the way. Now, if I wanted to, I can add a file or a slide right before this, maybe to introduce what my field trip is about. So for that, let me see if I can remember. I go new feature, all right? And then I can say full screen slide. And what that allows me to do is simply just, type something. So that will be displayed before my actual tour. So I might say, welcome to DC or something like that. Now, if I wanted to, I could change the font, do some other things with the font. I could also add a picture in there if I wanted to. Um, and do some other things there. All right, so let's just go ahead. We've added that and it saves, as it says, auto save seconds ago. So now we have our tour. It's going to start here and I'm going to present it just to let you see what it looks like. And again, there are cards over here on the right as it goes through. And then as you're teaching your students, like either on Zoom or even when we get back to the classroom, if your class is sitting there, again, you're just taking this tour that perhaps some of them, would never be able to experience. So it takes you from place to place. Whatever you put in your project, that's what it's actually going to show you. This is like absolutely awesome. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop this. And as you can see, this was my welcome to DC. And what it did is it put it actually at the end. So what I would want to do is I would want to come down here and I can actually move it up here. So the next time it presents, it'll actually start with welcome to DC. All right, so let me give you an example. And I won't play the whole thing, but this is something that I did earlier. This is a tour of DC. And I'm just going to play it for you just a little bit so you can just see what it looks like. Today, we're going to take a tour of a very famous place called Washington, D.C. Yep, you guessed it. That's the place where the United States president lives. So today, we're going to visit the United States Capitol, the White House, the Supreme Court, the Lincoln Memorial, the Jefferson Memorial, and the National Museum of African American History and Culture. So this is an aerial view of Washington, D.C. And what type of shape does it look like? Well, that, of course, was the aerial view. Now, before we start, let's just very quickly review what we already know about the three branches of government since we're going to be visiting all of those branches. First, we have the legislative branch. It's where they create the laws. Then we have the judicial branch where they make sure the laws are fair. And then, of course, we have the executive branch, which enforces the laws. Are you ready? Well, buckle up. Let's get started. First, we have the United States Capitol. It's the home of the United States Congress and the seat of the legislative branch of the United States federal government. It is located on Capitol Hill at the eastern end of the National Mall in Washington, D.C. Now, if you're on the street, you can stand right in front of the Capitol. You see this dome up here? A lot of times students mistake this for the White House. Now we know this is not the White House, it is the Capitol. In fact, an interesting fact about the Capitol is that it has a secret tunnel that leads to the Library of Congress, which is the largest library in the world, with over 162 million books. And here is a picture of one of the rooms inside. Okay, so I am actually going to go ahead and stop that. So as you can see, this is how I put together my project. And, I'm describing the different areas for the students. And I went through a few of them. If you want to see the entire tour, it's only about 7 or 8 minutes, I believe. You can simply go to my YouTube channel and pull that up and you'll be able to see the entire tour. So I hope that helps. And I hope you will be able to download Google Earth and start taking some field trips with your students and or your children. All right. So if you found this helpful, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel.